What's up, world? My name is SK, and I'm what you may call an early adopter. I'm always looking for the most innovative apps, concepts, companies, and ideas. And about 6 months ago, I ran across one that really grabbed my attention. It's this company called What3Words. And what these guys do is something extremely ambitious. They're reimagining and reinventing mapping with the hopes of being the simplest way you share your location. You may be wondering why reinvent the wheel since we already have Google Maps, we have Waze. But according to them, as it turns out, 75% of the world is inadequately addressed, which puts about 4 billion people at the risk of not being able to reliably receive packages, which in turn hampers economic growth and development. So the way we currently do things in the current system, we assign names to pre-existing infrastructure. For example, we might call a road or a highway Main Street, but that street has to be there in the first place. So the question then becomes, what do you do with it when the country has no streets? How do you deal with navigation and logistics? So what these guys are doing is something really interesting. They're taking a grid they're superimposing a grid on top of the planet, composing of 57 trillion little squares that are measuring 3 meters by 3 meters, or approximately 9 foot by 9 foot. So once they've placed this grid over the entire globe, they assign unique addresses to each and every one of the 57 trillion squares. So where things get extremely interesting is in the naming convention. And the way they name these squares is they take 3 random words from the English language: zebra, oil, painting, for example. And that phrase serves as a unique address to one particular square. The second thing you may be thinking is, wouldn't you run out of words to use if you have 57 trillion squares? And as it turns out, the English language has about 1 million words, which 1 million times 1 million times 1 million, I think it's like 1 million trillion or something of that magnitude. Basically, no, you would not, which is the genius part, I think. And they're doing this in hopes of creating these digestible phrases that are easy to memorize and tell somebody over the phone, yet they're specific enough to signify a certain location within 3 meters. So let me just show you how this works. What you're looking at is the iOS app. This is also available for your browser and Android, I believe, but what you would notice is that there's a fixated red pin in the center of the screen that stays constant, and at the very bottom there's a red bar that contains the exact address of the square in which the pin is placed. So for example, I'm currently at this square, which is Policy Fury Lateral. The square over is Nuzzled Geology Squeezed. So let's say, for example, a friend of mine is at the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York and tells me his square, and I want to meet up with him. So I would go to the search up top, and I would type rental, which is a square value. Shout out to Roberto one time. Wanted. So you would see this is in New York, and that took me to the MoMA. So as you would see, my friend is currently in the American painting section of the MoMA. So I could either go to the directions and get some directions via Maps, Waze, or Google Maps. But the cool thing, I think, is that once you actually get there, you can switch to compass mode, which would tell you and navigate you to the right direction in order to get to the square. So I blurred out my current location because I don't trust none of y'all. But anyways, this is the app. Download it, play with it. Let me know what you think in the comments. So what's the future of this app? And to be honest with you, I don't know. I don't see this taking off as a standalone product, but I definitely see a future maybe integrated as an extension or a layer or a plugin into those pre-existing services that we already use. So maybe when we arrive at the destination, we can hop out, switch over to pedestrian mode, and we can be guided to the exact spot that we want to be and meet up with our friends maybe. Let me know down in the comments if you guys think that this might be a possible solution, or there's any other diverging paths or visions that you have for the product. I personally have not used it in my personal life yet. I do, however, want to use it at some point, just in a way that's meaningful. So let me know what you think down below. Subscribe to the channel. There's going to be much more content coming out soon. And thank you for watching.